we don't like to use that word UFO anymore.
They're IFOs.
I think IFO is much better because they identify themselves. But we are making it available to the public to let everybody decide for themselves whether this is a model or if it's for real. And I think that's the key thing to this whole case, because I think a certain percentage of the public will always feel that it's a hoax, and another percentage will always feel that it's real. We've seen these percentages work for 5 years now. And one of the reasons we're releasing this is you decide. In other words, after you see it, you decide. And that's all we're asking.
Well, one thing, it seems to me, for it to be a hoax, that Billy Meier, the little one-armed farmer in Switzerland, way outside of Zurich there, would have had to have been able to access special effects studios that are at least within range of what we have here in Hollywood. And there aren't any over there. So
and not only that, Bill, I mean, we're talking 10 years ago.
Right.
We're talking 1975 and 76 when he gathered most of the hard evidence. And, you know, a lot has happened since 1975 and 76. Today we can look at the shuttle, for example. We know that they're creating metals in space and crystals. So that's no biggie. But in 1975 it was. I mean, a cold fusion process for metal. Come on. And this is what blew the scientists away.
It was a cold-rolled way of making an alloy.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know how or why we should do anything like that.
That's right.
There's some question about whether there was calcium in it or not.
There were traces. There was also thulium. And this, I think, really disturbed Vogel more than anything else. I just finished editing our next tape, and it's called Beam Ship the Metal, and we're releasing the metal analysis, and most of it was footage taken at IBM when Vogel was with IBM in his laboratory there.
Mm-hmm.
And most of it is microscopy work combined with interview with Yowie. And it's fascinating because this first piece, Vogel remarks over and over, he cannot get over the purity of this material. Highly crystalline material in metal. Unheard of. Why would anybody want to do that?
And it was a great deal of lead and copper and brass and things that you wouldn't think would be in a flying machine, but all great conductors of electricity.
Yes.
Very fascinating stuff. And we have a lot more for it to go with you. We're just getting started on Open Mind tonight. With me is Lee Elders speaking to us from Alexandria, too. And Lee, I think they have the Beam Ship tape there, in fact.
I think they do, yes.
And I don't think they can keep it because everybody wants to see it.
I hope so.
If you wanted to get it, what do you have to do? Can we buy them from you?
Well, one of the things now, we're getting so close to Christmas that we would suggest anyone wanting this tape or the metal tape, just write to us. We're in Arizona. Is it all right to give the address here, Bill?
Yeah, we're going to do it officially later, but you can go ahead and do it now. Well,
it's real simple. Just Genesis 3. Genesis is the distributor of the tape. Genesis 3, Post Office Box JJ, and that's Munns Park, Arizona, 86017. And we'll try to get it to you by Christmas. If you send us a check or a money order, either way.
What is it, 59 then?
$59.95, yes.
$59.95. And we'll have those addresses for you as we go on. I thought we might take just a moment here, if you don't mind. You sent me a fascinating piece of audio tape. And I want to share the sounds of the spacecraft. And, Lee, I'd like for you to set the scene of what we're going to listen to here.
Okay, the setting is 1982. The sound analysis is one of our last priorities, Bill. We had already we'd spent about 3 or 4 years on the photos.
But this is radio.
Pardon me?
I says, but this is radio, so
right.
The sound analysis is important to us.
Yes, and we finally got around to it in 82. There had been some preliminary work done by Delatoso and others, but in 82, we took it into Los Angeles to a laboratory there, and we had 2 gentlemen really look at it close on their equipment. And coming up, you will probably hear my wife, Britt. She was present, and Wendell Stevens, and Steve Ambrose, and Niels Rognerud.
What lab was this?
This was Excalibur Studios in North Hollywood.
All right. So you're there, and is this just sound tape you're working with that Billy Meier had recorded?
Yes.
And
this is variation. This is the second tape that he had made. The first tape was about 40 minutes. It was on Variation 2, The Craft, and this is on Variation 6.
It's interesting as this contact went along with Billy Meier that they kept coming up with new models of the spacecraft all the way through.
Well, you know, to an investigator, this has to blow you away, because every time we'd get this guy in one arena and think we had him surrounded, you know, like still photography, he would jump into another arena. He would take us there like sounds or metal.
Mm-hmm.
And it became a never-ending chase. So, anyway, it was a fascinating experience, and coming up is this tape.
All right. I want to share this moment with you as you're listening to the investigators themselves, as well as sound engineers, dealing with the perplexing things that they are seeing on their scopes as they listen to the sounds of the Variation 6 Pleiadian spacecraft.
You got it. What? We have
Scene 2, take 6.
All right. Now, it's very random. You see, there are maybe 20 predominant peaks.
We just made some clean traffic.
There's the alarm.
Yeah.
Okay. I see basically five to 10 different frequencies registering on that. I mean, major, which is, I mean, if you count the major ones here, that's basically what you've got.
Yeah.
At this time, but we get more later when it goes into another mode, right?
Yeah, the mode is changing. We seem to have, at some point in time, a lot of frequencies, and then it simplifies down to...
Mm-hmm.
We have to cut down on that. Marker? Action. We have to cut down on that. Marker? Action. We have two pieces of equipment. One measures the signal we're listening to in the time domain, the top one here. And the bottom one is measuring the frequency components of the signal. And as we can see, it's changing, both on the top and bottom. The small instrument on the top here measures the main frequency component on the signal. At the moment, it's around 1,000 cycles per second, which is right in the middle of your voice spectrum. Now, there we had a very pure tone with very little added noise or other harmonics.
But it's still it's an alignment of several tunes.